This is the OnePlus RT, aka OnePlus 9 RT. Overall, guys, it's a very good phone. I like it. This phone has a lot of good stuff, some bad stuff too, but still, I won't recommend you this phone completely, provided wait till end of the video. You may know that, like with the T variant, OnePlus do try to experiment something. It could be design change, it could be some technology wise changes. If that the response is good, then hopefully you may see these features in the upcoming next year number series. So where the OnePlus 9R sits, it sits exactly between the 9R and the OnePlus 9. Possibilities are, after the OnePlus RT 9RT is available, either OnePlus is going to discontinue the OnePlus 9R, or they can reduce the price just to make sure like this phone is not going to be much pricier. On the design side, I think design is very perfect. This time you get the flat display rather than 2.5D curved display, but the back is still a bit of rounded. It has the same matte finishing like we have seen on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Other than that, all the button placement and all the things are exactly in the same place, like volume button on the left side. Right side you have the power button, alert slider, dual speaker, SIM tray on the bottom. And still I'm not sure about any kind of IP certification. We have to test on the durability, so wait for that. So it's a good looking phone. It's a comfortable in handling. The weight is not too much, it's under 200 gram phone, so which is perfectly acceptable. What else? Let's get inside. Let's talk about the display. See, they are good and they are bad here. First, about the good stuff. Okay, so this is the flat display. I think this is much better rather than 2.5D curved or making complete curved display, which is a very old trend now. So display is flat, which is more convenient in using, and you get the more screen area. There is nothing like on the edges something. It's completely flat display. This is the 6.62 inches Full HD Plus AMOLED display, and it has a HDR10 and 120 Hz HDR10 plus actually, and 120 Hz refresh rate. So do you like this display? Let me show you one phone. This is the Realme GT Neo 2, and if I just show you side by side, both of these two displays are exactly same. I mean, if I am keeping this phone on the same brightness and putting side by side, they're exactly same, pretty much same display. So I think that's why I told you I've seen the display before, and you may have also seen the display before. So what's wrong here? So this is just regular AMOLED display. We can call it a Super AMOLED display. This is not the Fluid AMOLED display. Those who don't know, you will see two major differences with the Fluid versus the regular Super AMOLED. First, if you go to the display in any place, the bottom chin is now slightly more compared to the OnePlus 9R and 9 who are having the Fluid AMOLED display. Also, if you use the white theme, not the dark mode, sometimes you may see some rainbow effect. It is difficult to show you on the camera, but you will actually notice the white will eventually will turn to a bit of red and green, like I'm seeing here right now. Not sure I can show you on the camera because there's too much light here, but you will notice that thing. So this is something you may not like it, because if you're okay kind of guy who don't care much about these things, then it is good. All you just care about 120 Hz and HDR10 plus AMOLED, then it's good for you. Okay, on the performance side, the OnePlus 9R has a Snapdragon 870 processor. So what's the problem? No problem. 870 is a very good phone, but as you know, in the market like in India where we are living, price is very important. The same processor phone, like 870 and all the same kind of display phone, you can get exactly in very low price. The OnePlus 9R priced at 40k. This phone is priced as 32k. Same display, same processor, same 65 watt. Like, what's bothering to people to spend more 8k? There could be some ROM differences and camera, but price is more important. OnePlus 9 has a slightly more price, around 50k, but there are many phones here with the Snapdragon 888 that you can even get as under 40k. So that's the problem OnePlus tried to fix here. They didn't give you the 888 Plus because obviously it will increase the price. But another problem that I have noticed earlier, I think I have shown you on this year, end of the April 2021, we did a camera test outside 9 Pro, 9 and the 9R, there was a tremendous heating issue on the OnePlus 9 series. Like I just did a 4K 60 frames per second recording and all the phones are turning off after 8 to 10 minutes respectively, like close to that. What company has done something here? They changed bit of design, like they made a larger vapor cooling area here, or you can call it larger VC, and they thickened the graphite plate, and also there is 11 copper carbon layer too. I mean, they did something internally just to make sure there is nothing much to heat, and as claimed with the company, there will be a 20% heat reduction. See, right now it is winter here. I did try to film this stuff, some videos here. You can check out the short on OnePlus. I did around 12 to 15 minutes of video recording with this phone, and I did not notice much of the heating issue. One reason could be like this is winter, that time it was summer, and obviously some bit of changes that they have done internally. So, and about the performance, like I don't need to tell you, it's a good processor, everything is playable good. You can play PUBG up to 90 FPS on the country where the PUBG supports the higher frame rate, and all things are cool. Like I don't see any issues, like there's no heating. It's a very fast and good device. Memory management is still very good. You do get this time like extra amount of RAM using the virtual RAM. If you just go to the about phone section, I think you can get up to the 5 GB of extra RAM, so that makes it 8 plus 5 13, or if you have the 12 gigs of RAM variant, you will get up to 7 gigs of virtual RAM or dynamic RAM expansion. Moving on the camera section, what's new here? I think this is where they have done the remarkable improvement on the 9RT in terms of quality, not on the overall setup. How about the camera quality? I mean, I am so impressed with the camera quality. All the shots that I have taken, almost all the shots, they are very clear, very beautiful, very sharp, and everything is super clear. Like you can see the shadows detail and everything. Dynamic range is very good. I mean, overall the camera is very impressive. The OnePlus 9R had just like okay's camera for the price they are giving, because same camera quality you can get on 20-25K phone, but that was like having, I would say, is a terrible camera of that price segment. But on the video side, there is something good for you. Again here, it can film up to 4K 60 frames per second. It has a built-in OIS, but there is no 8K resolution support. I mean, I'm not sure, like OnePlus 9, they do have this feature of the same processor. Probably because of the adding the OIS, they might have removed that feature. The good part is that if you just try to film on the 4K 30 frames per second, you can switch in between the ultra wide mode and you can do a bit of zoom too. Like there is no teleporter, but still you can go up to the 10x via some software effect. Okay, that part is cool, but this feature is not available on the 4K 60 frames per second. So do keep that thing in mind. There is one change on the selfie side too. I think it could be because of the ROM issues. Okay, on the selfie side, there is a bit of change. See, this is 16 megapixel front camera. All the selfies that you will take, they looks nicer. On the video stuff, you can just do 1080p. What's the new here? Once I turned it on, I saw immediately like there is a beautification on the video side by default turned on. So that's how the beautification looks like. Now you might be thinking, what is the reason behind that? If you have used in the past the Vivo Oppo phones, you know that. So let's talk about the software. This is the first phone from the OnePlus garage after the merger between the Oppo and the OnePlus. Now the OnePlus is a sub-brand of the Oppo, and they are mixing the Oppo's software feature to the OnePlus. Technically, it's a Hydrogen OS for the China. Now it is, ColorOS. If you go to the About Phone section, you can see this one actually is a ColorOS version 12, and actually it's based on the Android 11. So that's why these beautification stuff schemes here by default turned on. On the Oppo Vivo phone, you can find it easily. How about the software experience? See, I'm a very old OnePlus user. I started using OnePlus phone from the OnePlus One. I bought every phone, and only main reason is like the software is very cool. Once I started using the phone, I know that like this is the Cuisine OS, but as soon as I getting inside, I keep on using the phone, I slowly used to realize like I am seeing some stuff like which I do used to see on other ROMs like the ColorOS, FunTouch OS. Don't buy this phone for the software experience now, even though it is the Cuisine OS, but you can see a lot of features in coming days. And about the battery stuff, you get the 4500 milliamps here. The charger is the 65 watt. charging time actually is very fast, like around 30 minutes it will take to completely charge your phone, super fast. Battery backup, I'm a very heavy user. I use dual SIM, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi sometime, and always on display turn on. In my case, like it's a complete one-day phone. On the heavy usage also, I do get 3 to 4 hours of screen on time, but at the end of the day, I get around 20-25% battery left since it charges super fast. By the time you will done with the shower, this will be complete 100%. I don't mind with the problem because provided the charger is super quick. Okay, let's try out audio sample. You get the dual speaker here. क्या really light and durable है कि नहीं है? As always, टेस्ट को स्टार्ट करते हैं with the splash test. यहाँ पे SIM tray में बेसिक सा गैस्केट प्रोटेक्शन लगा हुआ है एंड फोन आपका कंपनी ने सॉर्ट ऑफ स्प्लैश प्रूफ भी कहा है. So speakers are loud. There is a Dolby Atmos support also, tuning also. So it's around, I will say, 30 to 70 or could be 35-65 because in terms of loudness. So clarity is good, and I don't see like on the full volume I can see distortion on the music. It's good, like it's very loud and very good, decent speaker. So guys, at the end, should you buy the OnePlus 9RT or not? See, comparing with the OnePlus 9R, definitely there are a lot of good improvements, especially with the part like display. Maybe you don't like it. In my case, I prefer that display very better, compared to this one, and now it is flat. I like this part, so I'm a mix in between that. You have to decide like what you want, but still, if you really wanted to buy a OnePlus 9 series phone, I think provided it has the same 888 processor, you should spend a little bit more money and get the OnePlus 9 instead. Like you get the same processor, same battery, same display. It is fluid AMOLED display, much better than that. You get the 8K 24 per second and you get the 50 megapixel ultra wide. So I think OnePlus 9 is a much better deal compared to the OnePlus 9RT. Obviously, you have to decide based on the price. So do let me know what's your thought over the OnePlus 9RT. Thank you so much, guys. This is Saurabh. Have a great day.